Hi-ho, everybody, and welcome to the 23rd episode of
Hey man,
Nice Kiss Shirt, where we unravel the mysteries of It's All For You Demons' wonderful tome,
rock and roll all night and journal every day. It's a year-long guide.
Celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. First, we're going to tell you a little bit about my shirt. The end of the road, literally and figuratively. The fifth end of the road show I saw, fourth and fifth were the final two at Madison Square Garden.
December 1st and
2nd, 2023. Magical occasion.
Merry Kissmas.
A really cool t-shirt.
Very cool t-shirt. I will vouch for the coolness of said t-shirt.
I like t-shirts that have arm things. I like t-shirts that have stuff all over the place. I like
Steve-O got the long sleeve Psycho Circus with the pumpkins down the arm. It was badass.
Nice.
The long sleeve.
The Halloween.
Yeah, I coveted Steve-O's Kiss shirt. And where are we anyway?
Shout it out loud on May 27th. Describe your perfect Kiss weekend.
Man, I haven't had one. I think it probably would have been going to MSG with you or Tiger Stadium with you. Would have been the first or the last.
No, we're going to use the term weekend loosely.
Because you said
because most of the stuff ain't on weekends. The Tiger Stadium show was on a Thursday.
On a Thursday. That's nuts. I did not realize that until you just told me. This is gonna be,
and you know what I didn't realize? Just to get your butts in the seats, for an upper bowl seat at Tiger Stadium.
Oh, you were upper bowl.
How much you think it was just to get a ticket
in the upper bowl
on June 28th, 1996 for the Kiss reunion?
I'm going to say about $80.
$38.75. Can you believe it? For the low price of $38.75, you could witness history. History.
And I think the New Year's Eve show, I think we paid $80 to get on the floor. I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, floor. That's a different matter.
Somebody's going to have to let me know because somebody bought the tickets.
But that was less than $1.25.
Yep.
I do remember correctly.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I remember U2 Zoo TV tour with the Sugar Cubes.
And you saw the Sugar Cubes?
I did.
Damn.
In an empty baseball stadium, practically empty. And U2, Sugar Cubes, and it was Digital Underground, not Public Enemy like I thought.
Oh,
but it was Digital DU with the Humpty Dance.
Man, the opener is totally smoking the headliners for that. That was that wasn't one of your better U2 albums. That's one man's opinion.
That was in a baseball stadium for $33.
I declare.
Well, I threw a fit. I am not paying $33 to see some fucking band.
Well, I'd go further down this road, but we're digressing heavily.
We are seriously digressing.
We're trying to describe our perfect Kiss weekend, and man, I'd really, like I often do with these kind of questions, I bleed into the realm of fantasy. And it's like, I'm like scuba diving with Paul or some shit.
Oh!
Okay,
wow. Okay, you're going.
I don't know. I mean, is that not what we can do? I mean.
You're doing a bunch of blow with Ace. 9 chicks.
I mean, isn't it just, but if we're keeping it in the realm of reality,
right.
Isn't it just doing anything Kiss related with your friends, like going to a Kiss convention and meeting more fans?
You told me about when you guys were like jamming in the hotel,
and
playing Kiss tunes and singing Kiss tunes. That would have been fun. I wish I would have been a part of that action. The Kiss convention.
I wish I knew who it was that videotaped that.
Somebody videotaped it?
Yeah. There's video.
My great.
And that's when Carrie was married to Ray, and Dwayne was there, and those two guys from a couple of doors down heard us jamming, or maybe they were walking by, and they come back. They asked if they could like jam with us, and they went down to their room and got their Marshall. Two guys had matching white Marshall stacks brought into our room at the Troy Marriott. We almost got kicked out for there were. Can you believe like some Kiss Karens had the temerity to narc us out for making too much noise in our hotel room? Now see, that's what I consider a perfect Kiss weekend. Maybe not perfect, but I mean,
nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect, is it? Unless we're, like I said, talking about like, going back in time and hanging out at Norman Seif's photo shoot for Hotter Than Hell. And,
right. Yeah.
Or like you said, doing a bunch of blow with Ace.
That's perfect.
Perfect.
The guy who hits the chick with the golf club when he nails her on the backswing and knocks her out. Even that wasn't perfect.
One man's perfect is another man's holy shit. Let's get out of here before the cops show up.
Yep.
Geez.
Just trying to pull up the questions. That's where you where we at? Shout it down there.
Let's just move it along because we're really this is a challenging set of questions as opposed to last week.
Right. We just moved right through last week and that's going. So, what's next is what Kiss album would you like to hear performed live from beginning to end?
Explain why this particular album was chosen. And that's May 28th.
May 28th.
What's your answer?
God, it's got to be Rock and Roll Over for me, probably. Maybe Destroyer. I know they did Great Expectations with the orchestra. Man, I want to say it. Oh gosh, but Love Gun too. It's like, and it's like if you really want to go,
you want to hear him do "Then She Kissed Me"?
No, that's tough. Yeah, that's hard. That's tough.
Well, guess what my answer is? Just take a guess.
Carnival of Soul.
That'd be fun. I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't.
That'd be a real downer of an evening, though. That'd be a real drag.
I wouldn't kick Kiss out of bed for eating crackers with any album all the way through. But I'd like to see them do The Elder.
Ooh, even worse.
I mean,
yeah, right.
I mean, think about it.
What? That whole deal, that whole stage was like supposed to be like a chessboard or something. I had heard. I don't know how true that is. I have to. Yeah, how would they?
Who knows? But my mind, I hearken back to whichever Kiss cruise it was when they started to hack into the Oath.
Right, I've heard.
And how thrilling that was to see, the armchair quarterbacking of that, seeing that on YouTube, and holy shit! But I mean, Creatures would be awesome. I'd love to see Kiss drip through Saint and Sinner. But yeah, I mean, just because it's a weird album that ranks highly for me in the catalog.
The first time I saw them, they did probably like 3 from Creatures. I think they did "I Still Love You." I know they did "I Love It Loud." And
War Machine.
Maybe 4. I think they had done "Rock and Roll Hell," but not. Can't remember them doing it for sure.
I vaguely remember. I didn't.
You can pull it up on Kiss Alive Forever and find out.
Yeah, I didn't see that tour, but
that was the one. That was my first concert.
I think that might have been one of the ones that they started and then
took away,
quickly dropped
out.
I'm not sure about that. It's just
Creatures
conjecture.
would be kind of cool.
Yeah, Creatures would be awesome. But I mean, just for the sheer improbability of no way are they ever going to do it, I'd love to get a top to the bottom elder. It would be very yes-like to hear fanfare over the PA, you know. And of course, you know, I'm thinking of, you know, the non-Japanese, like the American track sequence of the elder, and then ending with I.
That would have opened with the oath then?
Well, yeah, with fanfare as walk on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously they're not going to have a crumb horn live.
It's got a flow. It's got a flow to it.
Right.
It's got a flow
to it. It do.
All right.
29.
Coming up on May 29th.
Third question.
In your opinion, who looks the coolest on the cover of Kiss Alive 2? Why this particular Kiss member over the others?
What kind of question is that?
I've told this story, and we've talked about this so many times, but being in the fair store in 77, just being a little squirt, flipping through new Kiss album, you know, I wasn't old enough to know what release dates, you know, Kiss albums could still take you by total surprise in the 70s, if you were my age. And boy, seeing that record,
it's all for you, Demon.
Pulling that out, flipping it over, and literally recoiling in fear and horror and fascination and excitement. That bloody, sweaty, diffused, like, there's a certain clarity to all those other 3 photos on the back of Alive 2, but just Gene, just like, that photo is a magnet for my soul to this very day.
And there's a rumor that he had caught the hair on fire again during that picture.
Oh, and that's
they
like
doused with water or something. But he was just, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like that. Wow. Yeah.
I think that rumor is that seems legit, because Gene typically doesn't get that sweaty. I mean, it was a hot summer night, and the beach was burning. There was fog rolling over the sand. No, there was, what was it, Long Beach?
That's a forum. Supposedly was a show, was it?
Oh, I thought it was, I thought the photo was taken in Long Beach. But anyway, it was...
The inside was done at San Diego Sports Arena.
Oh, okay.
Gatefold.
No, I'm pretty sure the back, that iconic Gene photo is Long Beach. Really? Yeah, I mean, that might be the coolest that anyone from any band looks on an album. Just for my money.
For my money, you can't look too cool.
No? All right. May 30th. Have you ever used Kiss shoelaces? Is this something you would be interested in wearing? If you could design the perfect Kiss shoelaces, what would they look like? Well, I had 2 pairs of Kiss shoelaces. I have 1 pair remaining. They were both the same. I cannot locate my Kiss shoelaces. I'm not exactly sure where they are now, but they were. I'll see if I can find a photo of them and put it here. But they're just white with the red, orange, yellow fade, the Roy gradient, as I'll call it, logo.
Maybe you'll be able to get some on the new KissMuseum.com with our friend Xander.
Yeah, all of our fellow Kiss podcasters are friends, and congratulations to Xander on his acquisition of the Kiss Museum, a new Peter Arquette for future generations, if you will.
Real proud of you.
Hats off to Peter, because he
took it all the way.
Good times. There was a window a couple months ago where Peter reopened the site for a weekend and sold a bunch of great stuff. A lot of a coin stuff at probably reasonable prices, and I'm kicking myself for missing out on some belt buckles and whatnot. But
gosh,
t-shirts, Man, you know.
Did any of you guys get anything from the reopening / closing of Kiss Museum? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Please let us know in the comments. And thanks for the comments we've been getting.
Absolutely.
They're trickling in at a higher frequency these days, and
I love it.
We love it. If you could design the perfect Kiss shoelaces, what would they look like?
They'd be perfect.
Pursuant to the previous question, a tiled repeat of the Alive 2 Gene image. That would be cool.
None of the other guys on the shoelace, just Gene?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just Gene. What would be your perfect Kiss shoelace?
Like I said, probably with just the solo album images, like
tiled
Tiled,
in
I
much a
guess.
similar fashion.
yeah, been a long time since I've done shoelaces.
Powie's a Velcro man.
I just slip on these little kung fu gimmicks. Is it May 31st already?
I do believe it is. Did you ever visit the Kiss Coffee House in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina? Share your memories. If you were to create 4 Kiss coffee flavors, what would they be for each of the 4 original members of the band? What would you name each coffee flavor? Now, you know, I started sort of like spitballing on these in my head, and I guess I kind of glossed over the part that, you know, that each name would pertain to each member. The first thing that popped into my head wasn't member related. It was Hot, Strong, and Black Diamond.
I got All Americano Man. Chai was made for loving you. Mr. Speed Espresso Shot, or Rocket Ride.
Rocket Ride's a good
espresso shot.
So it seems that we both missed the mark on the 4 original member flavors.
Oh, it's member flavor.
Yeah. So let's suppose
I didn't do that. I'm at a loss.
What would that be? So the best I could come up with would be mainline espresso for Peter, Joe Blind for Ace. That'd be kind of a. I guess Aces maybe would Joe Blind would just be like the most middle of the road of the 3. Now, this wouldn't technically be coffee, but you'd need a sort of an alternative, a tea alternative for Paul, called Star Child. It's a spelling joke, okay? And then finally, Cappuccino for the Demon.
That might be the best one. Cappuccino.
Yeah, I saved it for last.
Thank you.
We'll call that one good and move on to June 1st. This one is a little easier to answer.
Absolutely.
What Kiss song do you always play over and over again?
I mean,
like Lay's Potato Chip. Like you can't listen to it just once. It feels so good you got to hit repeat.
When I had the 45, it was Dr. Love and Take Me. That was what I listened to over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Now, with a 45 situation, would you just flip and go back and forth?
I would listen several times to one song and then several times to the other song. It's only not very many songs get me like that these days now. Someone to Pull the Trigger by Matthew Sweet.
There's a particular Masters of Reality tune, Baby May, that satisfies me in a way that I want an immediate repeat. I almost never listen to that song, just once. But Kiss-wise, it would probably be Making Love.
Oh, yeah.
Making Love is such a great Kiss tune. I mean, I've been in my car and rewound, just sort of scanned back through the guitar solo, and I've just zeroed in on the guitar solo several times.
Golly.
So I know I've done that to the song. So,
Isn't that wild? Both our songs come from Rock and Roll.
Wow, there's no wonder it's our favorite studio album. Most days that you ask either one of us, I think we're both gonna answer Rock and Roll Over.
I did, yeah. studio.
That was easy.
That
So
was all right.
June 2nd asks, write your own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction speech for KISS. You didn't do it.
I did not.
I didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
And
I thought Tom Morello did just a freaking fabulous job of what.
Right.
Even if he didn't write it, whoever wrote, probably Gene wrote it.
No, I think Tom Morello.
Tom
wrote
Morello, man, just his story of going to see KISS for the first time, a partial view of KISS, and just his whole. He's a fan. And
Yeah, his passion shone through in that induction speech, and it was his speech was respectful to the hall, whereas I don't think mine would be.
Mm-mm.
Much like my inspiration for the pod, I don't want to traffic in too much negativity here on, hey man,
nice KISS shirt.
I'm afraid that an induction speech that I would write for KISS wouldn't pass muster with the muck-mucks at the Hall of Fame itself. I wouldn't. I would probably be a little bit more John Lydon-esque, I guess you could say, in my assessment. But you know, that's just me. I'm a little more cynical when it comes to them. I'm
Right.
not cynical when it comes to KISS, but yeah. So that's kind of why I didn't.
Like Paul said, it's vindication. Long overdue.
Speaking of long overdue, you know what else is long overdue? The end of this episode.
And I can hit the table.
We have a tripod now. Production values through the roof on
Hey man, nice KISS shirt.
I've been your humble host, Fido. This is my sidekick, Powie. Want to thank you for tuning in for another week. I encourage you to put your two lips together and kiss that subscribe button. And remember the words of the barbarian. Play hard, play fair, nobody hurt.
See you in your dreams.